Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to the fourth installment of the castle tutorial. Today we're going to continue on building this castle that I built in my survival world before, and we gotta tackle the courtyard a little bit because we've got a big wall missing right here. So in this episode, we're pretty much going to be tackling everything that isn't the big tower. That's going to be saved for the final episode. So right now we need to start going all the way back to over here. Now what I would suggest that you do is you knock all these blocks out right here and you fill this all in with cobblestone, and you can do this all the way through. Now that we got this in order, you can go ahead and knock out the middle column right here and just place these andesite blocks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to continue on from this block right here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks out just like this. And right after these 12 blocks is where our staircase is going to start with 5 blocks like this. We'll move on to that a bit later once we've done the courtyard here, but it's good to just get this in place. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the middle block right here, and we're going to replace this with a chiseled stone brick block. Then we're going to move over 2 blocks like this, 1, 2, and stone brick. 1 block once again, stone brick, 1 block stone brick, 2 blocks stone brick, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and place some more andesite in the middle here, and as you can see, this lines up right where this door is, and this is going to line up with another door to the central tower right here. We can then place a couple more of these. Then we're going to go ahead and add 2 more of these andesite blocks and another chiseled stone brick. And after that, we can just connect this all up all the way to here. We can go ahead and do the exact same thing on this side. And it doesn't really matter how far you go with this. Maybe go just like right there, since it's going to be inside the tower no matter what. All right, for the rest of the pattern here, we are just going to connect this up diagonally. It will connect up to these staircases, which is pretty awesome. This one on the side here is going to be connected up all the way to a tunnel that goes in here, so I guess you can just go as far as you want with that for the time being. And then on this side, you can go all the way right up to here. What I then do, just to add a little bit more to this pattern, is I take out this block right here and put a chiseled one. So that means that there's 1 block diagonally after this little square, and then you place your chiseled block. That's pretty much it for the decorations, and the rest of this courtyard, you're just going to fill in with cobblestone. You could add in some gravel or something if you want for texturing. Okay, I've just started filling this in like this. You can leave those 2 little spots right there for some flowers if you want to, but we're going to fill this in with more cobblestone as we go along, as soon as we have these big staircases and buildings in. Okay, now for the tricky part, the staircase. And this is just going to be a case of me showing you exactly what blocks to place and you following, I guess, like everything else, but it's going to be particularly annoying. So for this first side, what you want to do is get some polished andesite out and then do 3 more regular andesite and top that off with 1 andesite right here and another couple of polished. We're then going to put another polish right here and then fill this out with a couple of slabs. So far, so good. We're then going to go back 1 block, and we're going to come up with 2 layers of these regular andesite blocks and 2 polished with 1 polished slab right there. We're then going to do the same thing as before, except 3 layers of regular andesite and some blocks and another slab like this. And that's the one side, the easy side. Let's move on to the more annoying side over here. Once again, we're going to get out our 2 polished andesite blocks and put a slab up top. Then we're going to go ahead and place 3 andesite blocks like this with 1 up here and move up with some polished andesite up here. We're then going to go ahead and place a slab up here and another andesite block. We're also going to put a slab up here, and this part's going to make way more sense as soon as the railing gets put in. Don't worry about it. We're then going to back up 1 block to here and go 2 regular, 3 regular, and then we want to put in our polished andesite. So we're going to go with 3 like this and a slab on that one. For the next layer, we're jumping back again, 3, 4 this time, and the exact same thing going on here with 3 like this and another slab right there. And now we're going to start turning this staircase a little bit more this direction. So first off, we're just going to do a pillar of 4 blocks and another 2 andesite like so. Then we're going to move over 1 block to the side right here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we want to go ahead and place 2 blocks like so with a slab right there. Then we're going to do the exact same thing, but 1 block higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and do the same thing over here. And finally, and this is the last step of this staircase railing, is we're going to go up 7 blocks and 8 blocks and do the exact same thing up top. Now, I wish I could say that all the staircase shenanigans are over, but now we actually have to build the staircase with the slabs. So get your andesite slabs up, and for the first 2 layers, you're just going to bring slabs all the way across, and when we get to this third one right here, you're going to do the same, except we're going to bring it back one block just like so. And then for the next layer, we're just going to follow this pattern and make sure that we place 2 blocks like that. So we've got sort of a lightning bolt pattern started right here, and we can continue on using this pattern. So the next step, of course, is going to look something like this. When we get to this block, we're going to continue with the exact same thing. Now, when we get over here, we can actually go ahead and place another andesite block just to finish up this connection into the wall. And on this layer, this lightning bolt, we're going to add another block just like this. So now we got more of a wonky W shape going on. And for this next layer, we're just going to move up one, and we're just going to follow this exact pattern right here, like so. So it should look something like that. If we want, we can go ahead and fill this gap with a couple of polished andesite, just like so. Then for the next one, we're going to go ahead and follow the pattern once again. And here we can also put another andesite block here with a slab right there. And we can also place another andesite right there. All right, the next layer is perfectly straightforward. And I know that this process is super tedious, but we're almost through it. You can go ahead and add one more andesite block right there. And then we're going to follow the pattern once again. All right, at this point, we're going to start turning the staircase this way. So it's going to get a little bit awkward. For this first step, we're going to place one block right here, and then we're going to follow the pattern, but we're not going to connect these two right there. So we're going to have this lightning bolt shape and a single block. For the next layer, however, we can just connect it normally this way. And now we got to start turning the railing of andesite over this way. So place a block right there with a slab on top of it and another andesite block right there. We're then going to start here this time and continue just filling out the same shape as always. Here we can go ahead and place another couple polished andesites with one of these slabs on top of this one. And we can then go ahead and move behind it right here. And we want to put 3 of these in a row just like this. So we're on the same level as this andesite block. And so the next level here is just going to be a perfectly normal level. And this one here is going to be the last really wonky one. We do a regular shape like this, but then we want the shape to branch off into both of these sections right here. And then for the final level, we can start connecting this up. And eventually we want a final level up here just like this. And you're finally done with the staircase. This was the most annoying thing to build out of this whole castle. Definitely really difficult to get a staircase to curve right in this game. However, we're not quite finished yet. We are going to add a little anvil and smooth stone slab railing to this thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start down here, and we're going to go anvil right there, skip a block, anvil, skip a block. Then right here, we're going to skip 2 blocks and place an anvil right here. And we can then go ahead and just place some smooth stone slabs on top of them. And that means we're done with this side. We then go over to this other side where we're going to place an anvil at the bottom, skip 2 blocks, go anvil, and then it's just going to be anvil every other block. We can start turning this way when we get up here. Okay, at this point, we're actually finally done with the staircase, and we can start moving on to this section over here. We got to build this wall, right? And so the very first step is we're going to find the middle block right here and knock this wall out and get out our polished andesite and stone bricks combination. And we're just going to bring this down all the way to down here. Once we've got that in order, we can grab our andesite and just fill in this entire wall 1 block behind it. And you can just go ahead and fill this thing all the way down. Okay, now that we got this big wall in, you might notice that this doesn't actually connect. So what you can do is just grab yourself some blocks in order to remedy the situation, just like so. We're then also going to have to come to the inside of this section right here and fill in with a few blocks. And we are, of course, going to want to add an entrance right here. And so all we're going to do is knock out a 2x3 space right here. We're then going to add a couple of upside down stairs like this, and you can just place some temporary blocks right here where we need to add a couple of doors and some trap doors up top. That's a door design that I really like to use for a 2x2 door. Okay, moving on, we're now going to need a way to get into this side of the castle, a main entrance, if you will, right here. So we're going to go over to this slab right here and grab our slabs and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks out, and then we're just going to connect this all the way into the wall. And after that, we can just connect this all up with slabs. You probably want to use slabs because they're half as expensive as andesite blocks, and at this point, you should probably be running out of your andesite stores. Okay, you should now have something looking a little bit like this, and we're going to grab ourselves some anvils and some smooth stone slabs because we want to start placing some anvils. So we're first going to go ahead and place some in this direction right there on the edge. And then we're also going to place one right here outside of this block. And we also want one right here. You can go ahead and place another just in this spot and add yourselves these smooth stone slabs on top. I also like to go for just a little stone brick behind these bad boys. And we can now start building the entrance. So what we're going to start by doing is we're going to knock out 3 by 3 right here. We're then going to go ahead and knock out this top block and add an andesite slab. And this is where we're going to start using some nether bricks. So first off, just place a few andesite walls up here, and then we're going to match that with some nether brick walls coming up. You can then go ahead and place a nether brick block right here and also at the top, and we're going to go ahead and place bottom and top slabs just like so to add this little arch. Whoopsie. We're also going to go ahead and just add this little section of ground right here so that we can place a door. And to do this, we're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing before, and so just add some trapdoors like this, and we're going to knock out these two at the bottom and place ourselves a regular door. Now for this next part, we're going to add the bridge that goes all the way into the central tower, and so to do that, we're going to add another layer right here of these slabs, and we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some anvils once again and place them just like so on these edges. Our next step is going to be coming to the corner right here, and we're going to add a polished andesite, and after that we're going to place a chiseled stone brick, and you want to do this until you have 5 polished andesite blocks. We're of course going to do this on both sides, and you can just go ahead and fill this in with andesite or slabs. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use andesite since I have infinite resources. We're then going to go ahead and place some stone bricks on all of these polished andesite blocks, and then in between on these blocks right here, we're going to go ahead and place some anvils. We're of course going to add our slabs just for that extra decoration, and it makes this look really cool. And we now have to kind of turn this into a bridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 blocks outside of this corner right here and place a stone brick and a stone brick right here, and we're going to bring these pillars all the way down, and we're going to do it on both sides. Once we got the pillars in, we're going to replace every other block with some of this polished andesite once again. Now that we got this done, we can go ahead and add some regular andesite over in these corners here. We're going to do that on both sides, and we're then going to come over to this area right in between here, and we're going to add ourselves an andesite wall that goes all the way up to the top. And we're going to do the same for the other side here, so we're going to back up 1 block behind, and we're going to bring this all the way up. And so now that we got this finished, we can move on to the archway right here. What you're going to want to do for this one is, of course, first place some of these stairs right in the corners. We're then going to come to the inside of the bridge here, and we're going to just place pillars right here in each of these corners. We're then going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up, and right here we're going to place some stairs upside down. And once we got those in, we're going to place another pillar of andesite going all the way up. We're then going to go ahead and add 3 blocks of andesite to the top and some stairs just like this to round it off a little bit. And now we just got to make the inside not look so strange like this. So we're going to bring our polished andesite and go 4 blocks up like so. We're then going to grab some stairs and we're going to add 3 like this, replace the middle one with a polished andesite one. We're then just going to fill this in with some andesite on the sides and some polished andesite here, and we're going to add another one of these stair layers. And once we've got this on both sides, we just want to connect this line up like so and add some more andesite up here, and that should be the finished bridge. And we're obviously going to continue building on this bridge once we get over to this section and start building the giant tower, but for now, let's move on to the continuation of the staircase right here. Okay, so next up, we got to worry about this backside gate here, and so I've made this little layout with red wool, and so as you can see, if we start in this corner right here, we go back 1 block, place 1 red wool right there, then we go 3 blocks like this, and another block diagonally. Then you just kind of mirror the pattern, so we've got this fancy W, I guess you could say, so it connects up to that block right there. Then what you want to do is go to this block right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks of cobblestone, or whatever block we're going to use for the path in between here. Basically, this is going to be empty space. And then you want to create this, well, more normal W pattern on this side over here. Now that we got all this in order, we're going to grab our andesite and place a block right here. We're then going to go diagonally up once again and place 5 blocks in a row. And we're going to do this all the way around so that we create a 5 by 5 square. And then we're just going to go ahead and place blocks in each of the corners, just like the first one. In fact, you can actually go ahead and replace these with some stone bricks right away, because we're going to be alternating with the polished andesite. And what we're going to do is we're going to alternate this and go up 11 blocks. Once we've got our 4 pillars of 11 blocks stacked up, we're going to go ahead and place some chiseled stone bricks up top right here. And we're also going to go to the topmost andesite block like this and place our chiseled bricks there as well. Then we're going to grab some andesite and just go all the way across like this and place some stairs for decorations just like so, and a little slab right there. We're also going to come up top and place some blocks and slabs like so just to round that out. And what we can then do after doing that on all sides is just bring this up all the way with andesite. You should now have something looking something like this. And we're going to grab ourselves some of these stone brick walls and we're going to bring this up 7 blocks. And we're going to do this in every single corner. And once we've done that, we can place a chiseled stone brick on top. Okay, we're then going to start with our polished andesite and we're going to bring our polished andesite and stone brick combination all the way up. Once we've got this, we can grab our andesite and just fill this in all the way up to where the rest of these blocks are as well. We're then going to go ahead and add some windows to this thing. So go to this block right here and we're going to knock out a 3x3 space, then place some stone bricks in the corner and some stairs like so with some walls right there and fill the rest in with panes. You can then go over to the other side right here and do the exact same thing. Moving on, we're going to come to the top of these chiseled blocks right here and we're going to create a ring, sort of a square going all the way around the tower. Then underneath this, we're going to add some stone bricks like this and some slabs just to round this top part off a little bit. Oh, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a 3rd window here on the side facing outward. You don't have to worry about the side facing inward since there's going to be a staircase up. But right here, I think it's going to look better if we just place another little window just like so. All right, we can now go back to the top and start placing some of these polished andesite stairs upside down on every other block around the whole thing. We're then going to go ahead and place a stone brick block on every single one of these. And after that, we're going to get out our polished andesite slabs and place them on the top portions of the blocks. We're then going to top off the stone bricks with some smooth stone slabs, and that's going to be it for the railing on this tower. Now we just have to put the topper on here. And so to do that, we can start off by just filling in the floor right here. And so what we're going to do is something very similar to over there, but we're going to start out with our stone bricks, and we're going to place one in each of the corners just like so, leaving one space in between. We're then going to alternate with our andesite as always, and we're going to go up 6 blocks. You can then go ahead and fill in the rest of this with some andesite all the way up. And now that we got this going, we're going to come to each side and we're going to go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th block like this, and we're going to add ourselves some of these upside down andesite stairs with some stone bricks on top. We're then going to add some stone brick stairs to the side, get some polished andesite blocks up here and some andesite along the side just like so. And we can then go ahead and knock out this block up here, replace it with a stair, knock out 2 and the 4th down there with another stair, and place a nether brick fence. And you're going to want to do this to every single side. Now the only side you don't have to put a window on is going to be this side that's facing the castle over here, the same side where we have our weird W's, because that's the side where we're going to put a door. But don't worry about that quite yet. Let's put the topper on this tower. Okay, so to start on this roof, we're going to start in the corners here and build 3 blocks up like this, place another one on the one in the middle, and then get these 3 blocks filled in like this. We're then just going to add another little block just like so, and we're going to want to do this in every one of the corners. Once we got this in, we can go ahead and place terracotta blocks in this pattern on every single side. And once we've done that, we can get out our prismarine bricks again and create a sort of an M pattern this time. We're then going to go ahead and place some slabs on each of the sides and brick stairs on top on each of these. We're then going to grab some terracotta and place 2 blocks going up just like so on all sides once again. I mean, this tower is going to be completely symmetrical, so anything we do is going to be on all sides. We're then going to place a temporary block right here and bring it up 1 more block where we have these stairs and place another stair. And then in the corners here, we're not going to place any stairs. We're just going to bring it up 2 blocks to match the height. We're then going to once again bring all these up 1 single block and add another stair on top, if I can do this correctly. Clearly can't. And then finally, we're going to bring this up 2 blocks, 2 brick walls, 4 jungle fences, and a single iron bar on top. And don't forget the little flower pot. We're then going to come down to the topmost layer of stairs, and right underneath here, we're going to place our brick walls with some jungle fences and iron bars on top. We're also going to come down and do this on the topmost prismarine brick block. All right, next up, of course, we have to add our large flag, and we're going to use the same design as we used over here for this tower, except probably flowing in a different direction. So I'm just going to stop right here and let you check out what this looks like. I did build this flag in part 2 of this series, so if you want to go back and see how to build it exactly, I explain it there, but otherwise, you can just look at this design right here. Alrighty, our flag is in, and our tower is looking splendid. Now we just have to connect it up to the rest of the castle, so we're going to work on this part right here, so let's come back to this section for a minute. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go to these anvils, and we're going to place a andesite brick block right there on either side, and then we're just going to diagonally bring this up all the way. This should then connect right up to there, and we're going to just knock out each one of these blocks under so we have a straight up diagonal going all the way up on both sides. If you've done this right, it should work out really nicely so that you don't have to break any blocks on this tower right here, and they just go all the way up to here. In fact, we can break all this off. We're then going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stairs, and we're going to bring stairs all the way up, except we're going to have polished andesite stairs in the middle. So just go ahead and do that. All right, once you get to the top, you obviously want to stop at the same layer as the balcony here, and we're just going to add a little bit more of land. And we can then go ahead and add a strip of polished andesite bricks just like so. In fact, you can go ahead and take out these little blocks in the corners right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to place some chiseled blocks right like so with some smooth stone blocks right there. We're then going to grab ourselves some anvils, and this could get a bit noisy, but we're going to place these on every single block going down. So this could get pretty expensive in survival. And we're then going to go ahead and place a smooth stone slab on every single one. We can then also go ahead and add our entrance, which is going to be really simple. We're just going to knock out our 3x3, place down some stone bricks, do the stair once again with some bricks. Then we're going to go ahead and place a door right here and just fill in these other blocks with some of these trap doors so that we don't have any gaps, and that should be looking good already. Okay, now to get to work on this bottom section so that we don't have this flying Harry Potter staircase, we're then going to go to this block right here and bring it up 4 blocks with stone bricks and place a smooth stone slab like this, and then another 2 blocks. We're then going to place a smooth stone slab, stone brick, smooth stone slab, stone brick, do the same again, but this time 3 stone bricks with a smooth stone slab underneath. And then we're going to come down to this block right here, go ahead 4 blocks, and we're just going to mirror the exact same thing we did over there so that this connects up. We should then have a little archway looking just like this, and we can go ahead and mirror this on the other side right here. Alrighty, now that we have these arches going on, they should be exactly underneath these blocks right here, so we can just fill all the rest of this in with some andesite going all the way up. And when you get to this part right here, you can just go ahead and fill the rest of this in so that you don't have any gaps in your wall. And for these parts right here, just go ahead and fill them in all the way up just like this. And for this corner right here, what I do is I bring it all the way up to here and then just place a little polished andesite block right there. Okay, so that's it for this side. We're gonna have stuff connecting in here, so it's not quite gonna look as bare when all things are said and done, but we also gotta do the same thing over on this side. Okay, we now should have something looking a bit like this, and just to finish up this gate here first, we're gonna match each of these stone brick blocks with andesite blocks on this layer right here. Once we then have something like this, we're going to go to the top layer right here, and we're just going to place some slabs just like so. And for the rest of this thing, we're going to add some andesite stairs in each of the corners. Now, as for the inside here, we can obviously see in. We're going to go to these red blocks and just bring this up all the way. We're also going to come to the inside right here, and we can just bring all these blocks up quite a bit. I would say you can bring it up like 3 blocks above where this already is. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to see this from the outside. I would say just make sure you light up these little nooks and crannies if you're in survival mode, because otherwise you're going to have a whole lot of monster sounds. We're then going to grab our nether brick fences, and we're just going to go to the top of this right here and place nether brick fences on every single block and start bringing them down. And I would say once you're at the layer of the gate here, just bring it down about 3 blocks and fill it in all the way. Okie dokie, that's actually it for the gate, and we actually only have one final detail in this part to build, and then we're going to build everything else, the big tower included in the last part of the series. So, this part right here is looking kind of awkward. We've got sort of a right angle right here, and what we want to do right now is we're just going to diagonal this part out a little bit. So, the way we're going to do this is we're going to go to this wall, and we're going to go to the same layer as these upside down stairs right here, and we're going to place ourselves an andesite block, and we're going to come diagonally with this thing and connect it all the way to the other wall over here. Once we've got this connected, we can fill all this in with andesite. We're then going to grab some stone bricks and we're going to place them on every other block just like so, and then we're going to place smooth stone slabs on the top of every other block. We're then going to go ahead and place chiseled stone brick block on each of the stone bricks with some smooth stone on top, and then of course we're going to finish off with some polished andesite slabs in between, just like so. All right, now obviously we can't just have this floating like this. We want a bit of an arch to this. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to each of these andesite blocks and we're going to go down one more layer. I would definitely recommend scaffolding if you're doing this in survival. Now, as for this corner right here, you can just go ahead and connect this up. In fact, we can just get rid of all of this right here and connect it up to the wall. It's just going to look a little bit smoother that way when we start decorating here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start over on this side and we're going to bring this down 2 blocks just like so. We're then going to go to the next one and we're going to bring it down 1.5 block. The next block over is just going to be 1 block, and then we're going to have a half block. We're then going to skip over the next 1, 2, 3 blocks and we're going to go down a half block, then we're going to go down a whole block, and then we're going to go down 1.5 block just like so. Now if you want right here, you can come behind these blocks and connect up what should be diagonally to it, and so that way we get a little arched bridge, something a little bit like this, and I think that looks awesome as a balcony. We now just need some entrances to this balcony, and that's why we left this face totally empty in the last episode. So what we're going to start off by doing right here is knocking out a 3x3 section like this. We're then going to place some stone bricks right here with a polished andesite slab right there. We're then going to place a couple of walls, and after that we actually just have to place some temporary blocks right here so that we can add a door with, of course, our trap doors as usual. However, we're not quite done right here since we have this big section up here, so skip 1 layer and then we want to knock out a 2x3 area like this and 1 more block. We're then going to go ahead and place some white glass planes just like so and add some gray ones in the remaining spaces, and that wall is looking pretty good at this point. We're also going to go ahead and add the same type of door over here, so we're going to knock out a 3x3 space and build the same thing. Okay, that's looking good. Now we just want a way to get out onto this balcony from the stairs right here, so we're going to knock this section out and this block and get ourselves another stair block and connect it just like that. That way we have a little entrance right here as well. All right, now in the final product, I use a lot of greenery on the castle as well, and we're going to be going over that, I think, in the final part as well, just to show where I have all the greenery. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this part. We built this entire tower, the annoying staircase, this little bridge, of course, and the balcony. So stay tuned for the final part of this series when we build this entire section right here. So until then, guys, remember to like and subscribe, and if you stayed all the way to the end, then you're the champ, and I appreciate your existence. And until we see each other next time, have a good one.